I wanted to get into a couple of free prototyping resources because it's the last block in my presentation. If you want to just draw what your device is going to look like, I prefer to use a program called Inkscape. It's free. It generates what's called vector graphics, which means they're really handsome, they're infinitely scalable. You can like zoom in 3,000% and there's no pixelation. Inkscape is a great tool for creating mock-ups, sketches of what the final product is going to look like. If you're working with an image, say you took a picture of something, you can use a program called GIMP, which is basically like free Photoshop to kind of doctor it up, move things around, try different colors on your device. Like, oh, I wonder what it would look like if it was red. Well, import it into GIMP, throw some red on there. Computer-aided design, there's a lot of free programs out there now. I distinguish between two-dimensional and three-dimensional computer-aided design here. 2D, there's a program called DraftSite where you can make sketches. Say you're going to like a machine shop or one of your friends and they want some drawings in order to like cut on a CNC machine or something like that. You can make 2D drawings that will be very useful to them in DraftSite. You can make 3D drawings in SketchUp or OpenSCAD. I use OpenSCAD. It works great with the 3D printer that I own. Well, I don't own it. Gulden owns it, but it sits in my office, so I feel like it's mine. And OpenSCAD's great because it exports in STL. You can basically take an STL file anywhere. You can take it to a UPS store now, and they'll literally print you an ABS product. Like ABS is a type of plastic, but it'll be a very physical, it's like a solid product. You can throw it off the ground and it probably won't break. So that's really cool. If you can download these programs, you can actually get a physical prototype in your hands or in the hands of potential investors if you want to go and license your technology. If you're doing anything with electronics, circuit boards, I prefer to use something called Express PCB. Express PCB is software that the company of the same name produces, and you can design circuit boards on it, and it's amazing. You design the circuit board, you push a button, and it comes to your door in 2 days, pretty much. So if you're doing anything that's really electronics intensive, and you're going to need a lot of different traces going different places, to microcontrollers, to transistors, resistors, whatever you're using, Express PCB, that's where you want to go. Data analysis. So say you're doing research. Say you're dealing with massive amounts of data that you're getting when you're designing your product, and you want some way to present it in a beautiful way, to process it and then present it. For presenting, Excel is actually really great. It's wonderful. It makes nice little charts and graphs that can be used to impress the investors that you're going to want to impress with your idea. If you're dealing with a lot of data and you have to do the same task over and over again on the computer to analyze it, you're probably going to want to learn a programming language. I prefer Octave, which is basically like MATLAB. It's a free open source. Actually, now it comes with a user interface, a graphical user interface, and you can basically write functions and programs to analyze your data. And you can do the same thing with Python. So that's basically it. There's a lot more than this, free resources out there, but I suggest to you all that if you have an idea, build it, or come to me and I'll build it for you, and we'll work from there. As long as your ideation process is good, you're addressing things that are actually important to people that are going to be using your device, you'll make a great prototype.